and tell me about this Hawaii trip now.
Yeah. I'm
Or
so
not, you don't
excited.
have to talk.
I've never been to Hawaii. I've
Talk
never
about
been.
clean air. That's
Yeah,
like the cleanest air.
I cannot wait. Yeah, it was very a last minute thing. We were looking at flights to go to the
To the
East
East
Coast.
Coast.
Yeah.
And you're
And
like,
I couldn't do it. I was like, you know what? I think I'll feel better about going there after we've gone to Hawaii, after I am nice and decompressed and healthy. We're going to eat so much healthy food. I found a farm there that I want to visit, an organic farm. It's going to be great. We're going to go to some farm. We have a kitchen so that we can go to the farmers markets and yeah,
oh, it's
I'm
gonna be
excited.
incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can like, although, after you come here, you might want to go back to Hawaii again, just for all that same stuff to like cleanse. And that's also why I am taking the vitamin C, because I'm like, dude, if I wasn't, how much worse would my reactions to this stuff be?
Yeah.
And
Hey,
my
have
kids
you
are all
tried
doing it too.
taking NAC?
No,
Have we talked about NAC?
no.
You should really look into it. And it helps your body to produce glutathione and it cleanses, it keeps a lot of people who suffer from COPD
Hmm.
um, take it and it keeps your detox pathways clear. Um, Wine tasters, they take it and it
Oh,
prevents them.
is this the after rave drug, basically? I've heard of that.
Maybe that it
I
would
mean,
make
I'm not
sense.
saying where,
They
but
use it for like people use it to help with like it helps to get you through withdrawals from drugs.
withdrawal, and
Yeah,
hangovers and
and
things like
so does
that.
vitamin
Yes.
C.
I
They use
mean,
vitamin C for that too.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but that
Actually, you
can
know
be another
what?
thing that we
I
can
think
talk about.
you, I think you had told me that, and I think I bought it, and I literally saw the pack yesterday because I got it at bulk supplements as well. And I was like, I've never actually taken this stuff. So
You
yes,
should.
talk
It is
about
one
that.
of those things where I noticed a huge difference when I take it. Like if we're sick with anything like a respiratory thing, sometimes if I'm having a hard time, I'll start taking NAC and it's like immediate.
Because yeah, of course, part of what is happening here is your immune response, right? And you've got to keep
Right.
your lymph system healthy so it can
Mhm.
evacuate all the crap that you're. This is
Yeah.
also
Same with
why.
like people who I have a friend who has PCOS. She takes NAC and it helps her to
What does
keep her
that stand
symptoms
for?
in it's polycystic ovarian system. It's like an
Oh,
autoimmune,
okay.
another one of those things that behaves like an autoimmune disease, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but anything like that keeps her detox pathway clears, she'll, it helps her symptoms to stay in remission. So
You
it's really
know,
interesting how all that works.
yeah, I mean, well, you've got to feed the lymph system, and it's like we don't know what we're supposed to be doing, really. It should be in our diet, but our diets are so like monotone, actually, which is part of the
Right.
problem. And of course, we have to throw out their turmeric, right, or curcuma, which is
Yeah.
also that tackling that autoimmune response to inflame. And I just wanted to say, maybe the last thing, but um, my daughter is now taking vitamin C regularly too. But
Nice.
she remember I told you she had the appendicitis scare, and of
Yeah.
course they found E. coli in her urinary tract. So that's also not so unusual, right?
Right.
It can just be the urine test itself, right? But of course the
Right.
doctor wanted to prescribe antibiotics. And actually my take on this also, because I've had the recurring infections in my teeth and stuff, is that I told her, take the antibiotics for the infection, but take the vitamin C for the antibiotics. So if you
Yeah.
don't feel comfortable, you can do double dip, so to speak. You can still do you know, the kind of American medical approach. And there's a reason that we have antibiotics, because they do kill infection. But yeah, they're kind of weapons of mass destruction. They kind of kill everything, and that's why they deplete
Yes,
your
everything.
all the good healthy biome, and that's how you end up with yeast and all kinds of other stuff. So there's always that spillover effect, and what vitamin C really helps to lessen. So she's also doing that on a regular. She's taking vitamin C
Good for
regularly as well.
her.
And you know, it also helps with evacuation, you know, having a regular bowel. And women have a lot of issues with that, especially, right? Women who are having their periods still. I mean, young women, whoa, that's probably an entire conversation of its own, right?
Oh
And what is
yeah.
Dorothy having right now?
She
What are you
has
having,
having a,
Sissy?
oh, she's upset that Charlie had some.
And what was it? Because I didn't catch it.
It's milk, it's milk, raw cow's milk.
Well, we should have the debate about that. You wanted your milk, right? You have mommy's milk. Now watch her tongue. I mean, now I am completely sworn off of dairy, because just because of what you were saying, that I see so instantly when I have it. And when I go without it for a long time, but then it's like, oh, you know,
I get that from dairy too, but
mozzarella
not raw
or
dairy. I don't get that from raw dairy, only
really.
pasteurized dairy. I actually, the first time I drank it, I wasn't feeling well. And Brandon was like, my sinuses were kind of gunked up. And he's like, you got to try it. And I was like, I don't really want to try any milk right now
Not right
because
now.
my sinuses are so bad. And, but I did. And it did not, usually any dairy that I have, I immediately like can feel it like in the back of my throat. But when I stopped having pasteurized dairy, I stopped having that
You
problem.
know, maybe because, of course, cow's milk has, depending on how they're raised, it has all those immune properties that are destined for baby cows, obviously, but
Mhm.
also humans could certainly benefit, as long as there aren't those other,
Especially since we don't really get what we need from our, from
from our own
food because,
food. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't drink it. But
yeah.
I mostly just have
Fair
it in
enough.
my coffee. And
Mhm.
Charlie has like not a large cup of it, but just a small cup, like once a day. Not even once a day.
Well, you know, the
Sometimes.
thing I think about it is, again, like, that is kind of the nice thing about vitamin C, is that you can actually consume these other things, because you're recalibrating constantly. If you
Right.
don't recalibrate, then you're building up all that crappy stuff in your body that potentially is going to invite yeast and infection and viruses. It just makes you more vulnerable, is the thing. So, and you're still going to be vulnerable anyway. It's just a question of what to, and then how you
Right.
respond to that. So I'm going to go check out the NAC thing, and maybe I can report on that the next time we chat. So should we make an agreement? Hello, Sissy. Hi, Sissy. Hi. It's your Auntie Sherry. You know, I have a Sissy too. I love it. Your nickname is Sissy. It's so awesome. I wish I could squeeze you IRL. I hope that day is coming soon. I'm gonna check out the NAC, and yeah, so your niece and nephew are graduating in June. So if that might be too soon, but otherwise, if you guys could come then, it is gonna be a bit of a reunion. Shelley and thing, you get to see everybody, and
Oh
it'll be
yeah.
less, it's more efficient, less travel
More
required.
efficient, more efficient, more
Yeah,
traumatizing.
but we'll all be in it together. Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm gonna cut off the recording a few minutes earlier, but actually I can just stop the recording. I'm gonna stop the video.
Why are you saying that? What's the problem?
What's the matter?
Are
What's the
you
matter,
upset because
Sissy?
I am walking away from your little milk cup?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about milk is it's mother's milk. It's like our main programming, right? Is like, I mean, it's hard to beat it, frankly.
Yeah. Yeah. I,
I'll resume. Um, I was looking for a good multivitamin, a vegan one, because like, especially after watching the You Are What You Eat series, when they have like they follow no, they follow like 25 sets of identical twins and they give them both a different diet. One is completely
Mm.
vegan and one is like really healthy omnivore, but really healthy. And then they just test these parameters and it's over an 8-week period. So you're like, nothing's going to happen. But yeah, shit happens. It's very interesting. So, so I've been really like consciously looking for stuff without animal protein of any kind because it starts to be kind of the same thing. You're neutralizing the positive effect that you're creating, or it just creates different, things that you need to manage. But so I was looking for a good vegan vitamin, and the thing is, something about the B, it's not
Beach.
B12, not B12. No, I'm okay with B12. It's one of the other ones that makes me vomit. Like it's just
Oh, wow.
maybe one of the small B2 or one of the one of those that just when even just the smell of it makes me like, oh, so I can't do a multivitamin anymore. I do like but I am taking A, B12, C, obviously. I'm taking a D vitamin because mine has been kind of up and down. And, unless you're getting a decent amount of sun, it's kind of hard to get enough D. So you should check it regularly. Also, I'm taking omega
Yeah.
vitamin. I take
That's
omega.
definitely a thing out here. When I broke my
Yeah.
wrist when I was living out here, the surgeon told me, she was like, this happens so much every winter. And if your vitamin D levels were better, you may have not needed surgery. So,
Oh, whoops.
but
Really?
yeah,
But I thought
I right
vitamin D is
now
really,
I don't take, I'm taking a tincture that just has dandelion leaf, alfalfa leaf, red raspberry leaf, catnip, spearmint, and nettle.
those are all such
And
good things. Wow, a lot of folic acid
yeah,
in there. Also, because you're still breastfeeding. So, or are you? Are you still? You are, right?
yeah, not very
Hmm.
much, not as
Hmm.
much. Mostly to sleep
Yeah,
at night and
comfort.
nap time and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Those
Um,
are, and nettle is so good for bones. It's a treatment for arthritis, for rheumatoid. But with vitamin
and I'm
C, you
feeling
also,
really good.
don't you, I
Like,
don't get, well, you're a lot younger, but I sometimes get aches in my hands.
yeah,
And that does not happen when I'm taking vitamin C.
I haven't, yeah, I used to have a lot of issues. Well, I was super inflamed just from my diet and stress and stuff when I was
Yes.
doing hair, but also just
Hmm.
the physical work on, with my hands. I
Yeah.
used to always have, issues with my joints and my wrists, my hand, my
Not to mention
fingers.
all those chemicals you're
Oh
exposed
yeah,
to.
and my hands were constantly. You asked me to put you down. My hands were constantly like swelling up. My rings would get like stuck on me and they would be so swollen.
That's
And
bad.
I
That
haven't
is
had
really
issues
bad.
with that since high dosing the vitamin C.
Yeah, it's really good for all those things. I want to know what that tincture is, though. Oh, by the way, I got my first Cannabombs delivery.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Yeah, that
actually
stuff
had
is
put it all in the
awesome.
cart and I was like, ooh, it's a little bit expensive. So I was waiting to actually order it. And then it arrived and I was like, did I like subconsciously push buy? I was like, I didn't remember that I had done that. And then it arrived. And the first thing I did was take a bath with the namesake. And it's glorious. I've got a rub on painkiller and then one for anxiety. I got
Oh,
what?
poor baby. It's definitely her teeth that she wants the cold milk because she's like drinking sips of her cold
Oh
water and then just like
yeah.
spitting it out
It's
onto
just for
herself.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, think of how nice that is, like ice cream, or you know what I love with all this going on is watermelon chunks. Oh my God, that's so
Oh, so
perfect.
good.
Because they're so, it's just soft
Mm.
enough, not too hard, not too soft, and it holds the cold, right? So
Right.
I really love, or you know what, basically any kind of fruit, but she might be sensitive to those things like you were. You know, strawberries, no. Blueberries are a weird size for babies, but also yummy. So yeah, little cold fruit thingies. I love watermelon. That's my go-to when I have this kind of junk going on. But yeah, we should. I was just gonna finish the list of stuff. I also take omega-3. So I take A, B, C, D, E, and then omega-3, turmeric, iodine. That's, we got to talk about that separately also. I take the trace minerals once a day. I just put like, I don't know, 5 or 10 drops in my first vitamin C thingy. But I got it indeed, you know, that was my question is, what do you do when there's this evil thing in your environment and your body is reacting to it? But I think that idea about the NAC is really interesting because then at least it gives your lymph system the chance to get all that crap out of you.
Yeah. Well, have you ever tried rebounding? Is that what they call it?
No.
They or vibration. They have these like vibration boards, and
Mhm.
people do like the rebounding, which is just jumping on a
Oh
trampoline.
yeah, a rebounder. Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's supposed to
Okay,
help
is that
too.
what you mean? Really, just to run on the rebounder? It's
Yeah, it
actually
helps to
fun.
get your lymphatic system
Flowing.
clear.
Okay, yeah, any kind of
But
aerobic activity.
I've always wanted to try like one of those vibration boards. You just like put your feet on it or stand on it or something, and it just like has a heavy
Duh.
vibration. Yeah. Like that sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, that really sounds good. True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a rebounder, but I actually did start using my treadmill this week. We like moved it up where it was in the
Mm.
garage, you know, and you know, you get enough impact. I also do it barefoot, by the way. I run barefoot, which I think is, I mean, I just like that idea. All the fast Kenyan marathoners run barefoot too.
Oh
And I know,
yeah.
again, the shoes kind of mess up your foot because, you know, you do stuff. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
back to football, but like helmets, you know, when you wear a helmet, you make those hits and you take those hits. Where if it's just your head, you're not going to take those chances, you know? And it's kind of the same.
Mhm.
I mean, I have the same philosophy about your feet, like, because you're much more
Yeah.
conscious of what you're doing. And frankly, I got on there and I ran a mile. And then the next day I got on there and I ran 2 miles. And I'm like, I could do this. I could just keep going, but I'm trying to pace myself, you know. And then I have days like yesterday, especially where I just had like no energy. And it's really so closely linked to the air quality that I'm like, I can't even get my ass up on that thing, let alone go and run, you know. I guess if I forced myself, I might be able to do it, but it's just, dude, it's like so, it's really, really hard. It's really like you're narcoleptic almost. Is like
Mhm.
today I was like,
Yeah.
Wim, bring me a coffee, bring me a coffee. And then it's like I toss back the coffee and then I'm like, okay, I
It's
got a
weird too
window.
because I say, oh, I never had issues with allergies when I was living there, but I always felt like that. I always felt this
Run
oppressive, like
down.
I never woke up feeling energetic. Never.
That's it. I swear to God, that's
Yeah.
it. Because now that I can see, you know, like I'm watching the air quality because of what happened in California, and Darius has to deal with this too. So, of course, for your kid, you start following it, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm in the same, I'm following the same trend myself. Oh, okay, you know, they kind of back into your own
Yeah.
diagnosis. And so now I'm really hyper conscious of it. And I can tell you, you know, like right now talking to you, I have felt so much more energetic, but also I noticed before I came down here that the air quality was improving. So I'm like, oh, it is really tandem. Like it's a really one-to-one thing. But like, then it's true. Like, what can we do? And I'm reading, I'm like going everywhere. Like, well, what does a human body have to do to be resistant to nitrogen dioxide or to ozone or to all these like contaminants, not to mention building contaminants, right?
Right.
And
And
maybe
yeah, we
that's
had definitely mold issues in the last
in your
house
other
that we lived
house.
in. And yeah, I have
That's a
noticed
big thing to get
such
out
a
of.
big difference.
Yeah, I can imagine. Dude, when I see houses on Zillow that have those fake ceilings, I'm like, no. I'm like, no, I am not going in there because that's the first thing is you're like, what in the hell is underneath that, right?
Yeah,
It could be dust, it could be anything, but
anything.
no, right? Or anything. Yeah, you've seen like everything. Oh my
Oh,
God.
especially in Oregon. Like, my goodness. I mean, out here,
Can't even
if you
imagine.
leave a house alone for a little while, it'll get eaten by the woods and the rain and just
And
mold. Like,
mold and then fuzzy creatures probably of
yeah,
all kinds.
yeah.
Okay, well, speaking of that, you need to go take care of
Yeah, I
your
need to
fuzzy
take care of
creatures.
my little fuzzy
Yeah, sweet
creatures.
girly. Oh, look at those eyes. Yeah, her brows are, oh, she's got the furrow brow. She have this. Hey, sweetie girl. Oh, sissy. Such a little sad face. Hi. At least she smiles when I say her name. I'm gonna have
Oh,
to do this
goodness.
again. Let's see if this works again. Look,
Oh, look,
hearts. Look,
pretty.
sissy, look, pretty heart.
Oh,
Watch, let me see if I can make it happen. Oh, yay. You gonna say bye-bye now? Say bye-bye.
you
Your
gonna say
Aunt,
bye-bye?
Auntie Sherry loves
Bye-bye. Say
you. I love you.
bye-bye.
I love you. Bye, sweet girls. I love you. Thanks,
All
Ab.
right. Love
Let's check in
you.
again next week, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. I'm so excited.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.